Hello YouTube! Do you always put off things what you have to do often? Can't you stop what you have to put up with? If so, please stay with me at the end of this topic. What is willpower? Willpower is considered to be one of the critical determinants of personal and professional success. Willpower is self-control. Training your willpower will help you overcome procrastination and make you more patient with everything. According to Roy Baumeister, the founder of Willpower, we know that the people spend 4 hours a day going against their desire, and that there is a 50% of chance that they will go against them. Animal brain versus human brain. So here to give you a little more insight into the willpower. Why do humans need willpower in the first place? There are 2 brains in our head. The brain divides into 2 parts. One is animal brain, which is the limbic system. Number 2, the humanistic brain, which is the frontal lobe. For example, let's say you are on the diet for summer and you are trying to cut back on sweets every day, which is the humanistic brain. However, when you go for shopping or supermarket, you always see the candy section. Then you will hear this voice echoing in your brain. Buy that sweet chocolate you love so much, which is the animalistic brain. When it comes to situation like this, dieting for summer is humanistic brain. The sweet chocolate, the animalistic brain. Which would you choose? If you don't train your humanistic brain, it's easier to give in a temptation. When the above situation arises, many people succumb to the temptation, choose chocolate. If you've been on a diet, you know how it feels, right? Thus, animalistic brain starts to run outbursts when it sees or hears something tempting. In another example, even though you want to go to bed too early, to wake up early, you're watching TV late. It's also due to the animalistic brain outbursts. How to stop the animalistic brain outbursts? So, what exactly do we need to stop the animalistic brain from going outburst? That method is willpower of today's topic. You can restore, train, and save your willpower so that you can counteract your animal brain. I'm going to go into the detail on tips for overcoming your procrastination and being able to resist the temptation. Willpower is draining, but willpower is not something you can use at any time of the day. It is the fixed amount that you can use throughout the day, and it is gradually depleted from waking up to going to the bed. For example, you work as an office worker from morning to evening and you exhaust your willpower. So when you think blogging at night, you are already used up most of your willpower. As a result, I'll just write a blog post tomorrow. Most of the time, we procrastinate like this. Have you ever felt that it's easy to give in to temptation at night? Thus, research has shown that willpower is depleting resource. The depletion of a willpower is called self-depletion. What do we usually use our willpower for? It's about concentration, comprehension, judgment, and logical thinking. In other words, if you put them all together, it's a power of logic. That willpower produced by the frontal lobes of the brain is a fuel for many things. Just staying awake drains your willpower. In fact, just waking up and recognizing something like just seeing or hearing it drains our willpower. It's easy to understand the car analogy. Staying awake, which is seeing or hearing, which is like idling. Logical thinking equals accelerating in a car. Thus, logical thinking dramatically drains willpower. Just staying awake is draining your willpower little by little. Successful people values willpower. Most of the successful people in the world values willpower very much. The Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, Mark Zuckerberg is a Facebook founder. They are wearing same designed clothes every day. How is this saving of willpower? It is because every time you make decisions, you are thinking, what should I wear today? As I mentioned earlier, humans drain their willpower just by making decisions. The more successful people are, the more they value willpower, which is a depleted resource. Restore your willpower. However, willpower is not only draining, but it can be restored in a day. A power nap is very effective in restoring willpower. By the way, there are various theories about the time to take a nap, but 15 minutes is not the problem at all. This is because 0 minutes after you fell asleep, your willpower is restored. Next 1 to 15 minutes is almost costing. So if you feel lightheaded, don't hesitate to set the timer for 15 minutes and take a power nap. Train your willpower. Studies have shown that willpower can be trained like a muscle. The more you use your willpower too, the more you can train it like a muscle. I'm going to tell you about some tips for training your willpower. Be aware of your unconscious behavior. By consciously doing the things you usually do unconsciously, you will be able to train your willpower. One of these studies is the Northwestern University study of 40 anger-prone adults, dividing them into 3 groups. A group where everybody has to use a non-dominant hand. A group forbid all to use abusive language. A group doesn't do any special thing and act normal. As a result, the study found that people in group 1 and 2 were able to remain calmer when something that might make them angry instead of reacting to it. Save your willpower. Next, I am going to tell you about ways to save willpower. I'm going to tell you how to save your motivation in particular. Make it a habit. There is only one way to save your motivation. It's about making a habit. For example, I want to write a blog every day. I want to read every day. This kind of behaviors can be at the level of brushing your teeth. I do the following tasks every day. For example, wake up 5 o'clock every morning, 2 hours of YouTube or blog walk every day, listening to audiobook and educational YouTube while commuting or walking around. Read at least 1 chapter of a book each day. Write my thoughts and what I've learned on 1 page of my notebook every day. It is easy for me to do all these actions because I got used to these my daily routines because they are my habits. In other words, if it's behaviors you do on a daily basis, once it becomes a habit, it becomes a painless behavior. Don't act on willpower. So how do procrastinators behave? It's an action by willpower. Acting with willpower means using the willpower generated by the frontal lobe. In other words, they are using a precious depleted resource. If the day's work is so hard that your willpower is completely depleted, all the tasks that needs to be done that day will be put on the backlog. So there will be unevenness in day-to-day activities. However, if you are able to act with the power of habits, you will be able to act smoothly every day because the tasks will be actions that don't require the willpower. Even when your willpower is depleted, you still brush your teeth don't you? Summary of willpower. Wrapping up today's topic. This concludes the content of willpower, but I'd like to wrap it up. Willpower is self-control. Willpower can be depleted. Willpower can be restored. Willpower can be exercised. Willpower can be saved by daily habits. I hope you will be able to use your willpower and be one more step closer to your dreams and success. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
I'm a Japanese software developer who works for a government sector. Please follow me on Twitter, my YouTube channel, my blog, where you can find the details on the detail sections. Please hit the like or subscribe buttons. I'll be sharing ideas and life hacks like today's one on a regular basis that I wish I'd known earlier. Hopefully you like them.